Welcome to an Achieving Science video. This video is going to look at negative ions and is part of a set of two videos. So atoms can gain electrons to become ions. So let's have a look. Elements do not have a full outer shell, really want one. They want to be just like a noble gas, just like those in group 0. So therefore, what they will do is they will form an ion. So let's have a look at the formation of ions, in this case negative ions. If we take the example then of fluorine, fluorine has the atomic number of 9 and mass number of 19. This means that it has 9 electrons, 2 in its first shell and 7 in its second shell. Therefore, fluorine is found in group 7 because it has 7 outer electrons. Let's find it and locate it in the periodic table. Here it is. If we draw its atomic structure, we find then that it has 2 in its first shell and 7 in its second shell. It is one short of having a full outer shell. So by fluorine gaining an electron, it would have a full outer shell or orbit. So therefore, if it did gain an electron, it would form a fluorine ion. Therefore, we can draw a fluorine atom with its 7 electrons in its outermost shell, and we can show that it has gained an electron by using a circle. This is called a dot-cross diagram. In this case, it would form a negative ion, because remember that an electron has a negative charge. Ions are also shown in square brackets, as they are no longer an atom and instead have become an ion. So again, why is it that it's gained a negative charge? When it's gained something, it seems a bit peculiar. Well, before, if we look at it and then compare it to its structure afterwards, what has changed? Well, before we said the atomic structure and we looked at the atomic numbers. So if we now draw a table to compare these two, we can have a look at what subatomic particles were present and are present in the new ion. So we need to know the number of protons, the number of neutrons and the number of electrons. So let's have a look before, when it was an atom, and afterwards when it was an ion. So before, it had an atomic number of 9. It had a mass number of 19 and therefore 10 neutrons. It had 9 electrons. We haven't changed the number of protons, we haven't changed the number of electrons, we have just given it an extra electron. So now it has 10. If we remember, protons are positively charged, electrons are negatively charged, and neutrons have no charge at all. So in the fluorine atom there are 9 protons and 9 electrons. They cancel each other out. Therefore, an atom has therefore no charge. Yet, in a fluorine ion there is one more electron than there is protons. Therefore it will form a 1 negative charge. So in summary, by electrons being gained, ions are formed with a negative charge, as it now has more electrons than protons. Group 7 elements will form 1 negative ions, because they gain 1 electron to have a full outer shell. Group 6 elements will form 2 negative ions, as they need to gain 2 electrons to have a full outer shell. Group 5 elements will form 3 minus ions because they need 3 electrons to have a full outer shell.